We have two of them, and they've been selected by their peers to give presentations this afternoon. They're Laura Kostelnik. Laura is a broadcast journalism student who has also had her fingers in the print media. She's been a sports columnist at the Marquette Tribune, the student newspaper, for several years now. And also Cheryl Adams, who too is a broadcast journalism student. She's been president of the Journalism Student Council and has been very, very active in the workings of the college in her years at Marquette. Laura will be our first speaker.
When I first thought about majoring in journalism, I had a little chat with my high school advisor. Journalism, he said. You'll have to be mobile. I saw myself scaling Mount Everest and manning a riverboat down the Amazon. I could be mobile, I said. You'll have to be adventurous. I pictured myself dressed in leopard skins and tasting smoked rattlesnake in an African village. I can be adventurous, I said. You'll have to be tough. I saw myself parachuting into Iran for a quick exclusive with the Ayatollah. No problem. He says here you'll have to take statistics. I told him to find me another major. Eventually, I decided I could put aside my running battle with the numbers of the world for one semester, and I took statistics. I liked it so much, I took it again. Eventually, I even passed the course. Once involved with the journalism curriculum, I developed an uncanny aptitude for stumbling into the absurd. For a J175 assignment, we had to cover the police beat. One of my classmates wrote an insightful series on trends in juvenile delinquency. Another stumbled into a murder investigation. I got arrested for jaywalking across the street from the police station. About that time, I switched to broadcasting. I remember my first project well. I carefully planned the interview so that I'd have plenty of time to set up my equipment. By the time my subject walked in the door, I was ready. I escorted her to her chair and triumphantly flipped the record button down. Nothing happened. I checked all the cable connections and tried again. Nothing. Flustered, I called on a nearby expert. No problem, Laura. He said it's all set. Just pop in your videotape. Videotape. I had to delay my maiden voyage into broadcasting for a few minutes while I made a quick trip to the mall. Why, you might wonder, would someone with my track record stick with journalism? The answer, of course, is that I love it. When you major in journalism, you spend 4 years in school and the rest of your life getting an education. Think about it. You can never say, okay, world, I've learned enough to be a journalist, look out. More often, the world says to you, okay, kid, you think you've learned enough to be a journalist? Look out. The most fascinating aspects of journalism are the tools of the trade. Engineers work with equations and computers. Business people work with supplies and demands. But we get to work with people and words. I've always been impressed with the power of words. When you're little, they can mean the difference between a piece of candy and a bar of soap. As you grow, you learn that they can mean the difference between a straight A average and a scholarship to Harvard and a C+ average and a waitlisting at Slippery Rock College. They can turn a muddy football field into a quagmire and a chunk of poultry into a chicken McNugget. Words can heal a wounded ego, seal a lasting commitment, coax a shy smile, fuel a fast friendship, and affirm a lifelong love. I have a minor in Spanish, which, of course, reinforces my admiration for the English language. English is the Harrods department store of languages, and if you can't find what you're looking for, you just make it up. Take the word dork. Now, a dork can be something you call your brother when he sits on your mother's ukulele, or a dork could be something you called Scott in 8th grade when you really thought he was a hunk, but you didn't want anybody to know. This kind of flexibility is another asset to the English language. You can take a noun and with very little effort and just a bit of coaxing, it will happily flip over and become a verb. Party, for example. You can throw one heck of a party. You can party till the sun comes up, and you can date a boy who's a little lacking in the social graces, but hey, he's a party animal. But you just can't argue with numbers. Try to talk a a 57 into becoming a 67, then it will just give you a cold, blank stare and say, "See you next semester, kid." By selecting words and applying them to people, places, and events, journalists not only describe a world, they also help create one. Careful word choice turned a man who had a dream into a hero, and a fighter who stung like a bee into a champion. As we pick up our diplomas and head out to face the world, I think we should remember that there's a whole language full of ready-to-use words out there, and a whole imagination full of one of the kinds in here. As journalists, it will be our duty and our privilege to take advantage of these resources and to recognize the potential power of our trade. Thank you.